I've bought myself a Shelly smart switch. This is a Shelly 1PM Gen4 16 amp smart switch with power measurement. I'll go into the background of the project I'm intending to use it on a little bit later, but for now I'm going to cover the wiring, I'm going to cover installing the app and putting it to use. Now, I've watched the Shelly video on YouTube about how you connect these up. It's reasonably straightforward, but it left a couple of questions in my mind. So to start with, I'm going to wire it up on the bench where there's plenty of space and I can have a look at things. And then hopefully it'll be reasonably straightforward to install it where I'm going to use it. Okay, hi, I'm Chris and welcome to the Handyman at Home channel. Let's open it up then. So it's very small compared to other things I've seen. Decent instruction, multi-language, QR code if you're interested in using the Matter infrastructure, QR code for Facebook support group, but I'm not going to bother with that. Okay, let's have a look at the instructions. So there are two alternate control or supply configurations. You can connect it up to 110 to 240 volts AC or 24 to 30 volts DC. So I'm going to be using the former, so that's how I'm going to connect it up. First thing I need to do, this is connected to the a plug that's actually in a power meter, but more of that in a moment. So I need to get my neutral in there. Needless to say, this is unplugged at the moment, or switched off rather. Don't be doing any of this at all if you're unsure about dealing with electricity, or maybe get an electrician to do it, but there we go. And one side of the load, now for this I'm going to use some GU10 bulbs as the load. So I'm going to put one side of the load into the neutral. So we've got neutral coming in, a neutral line here that's going to go to the Shelly, and one side of the load. The other side of the load I'm going to connect to the 0 terminal. It's got a little light bulb symbol on it. The screw terminals are pretty small. Wrong screwdriver. They take a Phillips size 1 crosshead. The terminal size itself isn't particularly big, so need some thought in terms of the size of conductor you're trying to use. There we go. So get that screwed down. Then we need to connect the neutral up here. So on the right, well, this way of looking at it, the rightmost screw terminal, so we'll get that in there. The live I'm going to put into the middle of the 3 live terminals. So I'm trying to follow the same sort of sequence that the Shelly video uses. Could do with straightening that out. I'll say it's reasonably straightforward to follow, but for reasons that will come clear in a moment, I was a little bit confused at points. That's not unusual. So the next thing we have to put in is we have to put in a switch. So I've got a light switch here. So I'm just going to connect this little bit of 2-core. So this is simulating your light switch on your room wall. Again, if you've watched the Shelly video, this will make perhaps more sense. So I'll tighten those up. And then one side of the switch we put into the live. So I'm going to go for the rightmost live terminal. And the left side of the switch I'm going to put on the switch terminal, SW. And that should be it. Get that out of the way, tidy things up a little bit. Let's get our load over there. For now, I'm going to put an LED, GU10 LED in, so it's only going to draw about 5 watts or so, I would think. So just to run through the connections again, so we've got the neutral supply coming in from the plug. That's going up, it's common to one side of the load and also the neutral on the Shelly. And then we've got the other side of the load onto the 0 terminal. We've got the live from the supply into the middle terminal there, and then the switch, light switch across the SW and rightmost live. And that hopefully should be it. So I've already installed the Shelly app, and hopefully by this point in the video I've actually run through that for you. So what I'm going to do now is apply power to this. So it's immediately come on. It'd be useful if I go into the screen, and I've got here a device, I don't know if you can see that, but I've set it up, called it Immersion, because that's where it's going to be used. It's going to be used to control the immersion heater in our hot water tank. So it's simple on off, so we can switch it on and off. And the advantage of this device is that it actually measures power. So we can see it's reporting that it's drawing 4.5 watts, which is probably about right for a 5 watt or thereabouts LED bulb. If I go into a little bit more of the detail, I can actually look at all sorts of things, chart the power draw, you name it. So that's probably a separate video in its own right, but it's going to be quite useful because it will allow me to monitor the amount of power that the immersion heater is consuming. If you turn the light switch off, then it goes off. And this was one of the questions that came to my mind when I was initially looking at the Shelly video, is what do you do if you don't actually have a switch in the arrangement, which is going to be the case for the immersion heater setup. Also prompts the question, if you've got your switch in the off position and you want to turn it on and off remotely, oh, it does work. Well, there you go. Because my thought was, well, if that's in the off position, then the remote functionality isn't going to work, but it does. Well, you live and learn. So irrespective of the position of that switch. So does that mean I could just disconnect that switch completely? Well, we'll have a look. So I've knocked the power off and I'm going to disconnect the switch terminals. Okay. And that's good news, because that's the setup I want to have in the immersion heater. So basically I'm going to replace the connections here for the bulb with the connections to the immersion heater. 16 amp switching capability, so that should be plenty. Right, okay, we've seen that that works okay with a LED bulb, so let's, out of interest, let's put a halogen bulb in. And we should draw something like 50 watts. Put it on a piece of wood so I don't melt my work mat. So it's reading 53.3 watts as compared to about 5. And the power meter's reading slightly above that, but pretty much the same, 54.6, 0.7. Back to the LED, 3.8 watts. That's interesting. 5.3. And with it turned off, obviously it's reading 0 watts here. Look on the power meter, it's showing about 0.6. So even if you're not using the smart switch, it's consuming a very small amount of power, but it's really pretty trivial. Well, it turned out pretty straightforward in the end, didn't it? It's good to know I don't need a switch in the circuit arrangement. Right, I just need to disconnect this and then I'm going to mount it into a box which will then go into the immersion cupboard so I can control the immersion heater. I'll go into that in more detail in the other video, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. And hopefully if you found this of some use, please do give me a like, give me a thumbs up. If you've used Shelly devices before, please do comment. As I say, this is the first time I've used one and I have to say I'm pretty impressed. Cost about £21 I think, plus about £3 for postage, so not at all bad. Right, I think I'll call this one done. Hope to see you on the next one. Cheers.